Welcome back to During Business Hours. I'm Chris.
And I'm Eric.
And this is your show, episode 51. 50. We've cleared 50.
50 big ones.
I know. Well, surprising enough, what was it? We originally only wanted to do 10 episodes.
Yeah, we were going to do 10 once a week episodes, put a couple months or like 2-3 months in.
Yeah, and that started in November. Went to like every other day. We liked doing it. And then we were like, we can do this every day. Instead of coming in at 9, we'll come in.
Every day was killing us.
Oh, yeah. So we took like a 3-week break originally back in November to January, kind of got spotty episodes, and we didn't number it right. I probably have like 10 episodes we recorded but never put out because I was so burned out of editing and just shit was going on, the burglary, all that. But boy, it was when I saw 50 today and then a congrats from the editor, I was like, oh shit, thanks, bud. It's a good feeling.
50, you've outlived most podcasts.
Oh, yeah. Well, they say that most people don't really want to do it past a month because there's no return. Mm-hmm. So you spend a month of doing anything 27 times as a habit, and then it gets kind of funky from there.
And then can you keep it up or does it get boring?
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, I just got an email for the refund we just gave out.
Through Square? Or
yeah. We barely ever give refunds out. I don't think ever. Like once every, what would you say?
Like every month, maybe?
Maybe. Well, maybe for an accessory. We never refund customers. It's a whole separate thing.
It's part of the guarantee, though.
Yeah.
The warranty covers anything we put in there. It's either going to be something additional in which, they do get credit back on like oops, we missed an issue. This is an extra whatever, and you don't want to do it. Okay, we'll work with you. But as far as like a refund for a job, warranty is going to cover any issue you have unless you're blowing up your
money
phone.
Always stays with us. It's not comparable to when I was doing this 6-7 years ago out of my house. I was robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like somebody would pay for a $200 part. It would pay for somebody else's $200 part because that money was already spent. And I'd have to go forward and back and forward and back. And then, oh, sorry, it's delayed. Oh, it didn't come. Package was damaged.
And you're always talking about job 1 paid for job 2, paid for job 3, and you just kind of change it all.
Until the burglary, I'd luckily afforded insurance and then 3 months in got robbed. And I was like, oh shit, well, burglarized. And they took a crap ton of stuff. But that's I think we talked about that on a previous episode, why you need insurance. Go watch that. If it's just been crazy because when I see a refund, I'm like, then we could not solve the issue. Whatever it is, it's they're just not wanting to spend that money with whatever shell we can move it in. Because we can always take a repair to a device sale to an install. The money always stays with us.
Yeah.
So when I see a refund, I know we, in some cases, lost a customer.
We've had times where the credit is rolled into, you ran down to Best Buy and bought them a laptop.
I'll do anything for my customers.
People get taken care of. That's not the issue here. It's
the guy with the Oculus we talked to somebody on Facebook. Hey, come down, buy it. Guy came down and bought it, but the guy from the day before who was told to come down and buy it but didn't show up came in the same day. I was like, oh, I thought you had it. I was driving an hour. I couldn't get here last night. And I'm like, oh, okay. I lost like $25 going to Best Buy to buy it for him, plus the electricity of driving to Best Buy. But he got his Oculus because I made more than $25 in the sale of the other one. So I was like, okay, I'll go get you one. It is what it is. But it went from the rob Peter to pay Paul thing, and it always reminds me in some sorts of Robert, the guy who robbed us for 100 frames out of the 200 frames.
Yeah, I still have that box under
Somebody
my
else
desk.
posted about him today. Just so you know,
people have been talking.
Never do business with a guy called Robert Sutton from Florida. Don't. He's one of those people, he pays you late. He handles his business like shit. No tickets, no tags, just leaves it in a box next to his dog who urinates on it. And the problem is so many people have talked shit about him now on the internet. He's just blocked everybody. But even the big swingers, and you know who you are, started acknowledging the problem. But you had people like Jess from iPad Rehab that were like, well, I've done business with him and it's been fantastic. It's just been perfect. It's better than ever. And I wouldn't say anything bad about him because he always delivers on time. It's the best there ever was. Final notice. But then you have people coming out and saying, hey, he's stolen from me. He's robbing me.
Yeah.
Won't give me my shit, my money, whatever.
Or he gives you someone else's shit. Because
now exactly. But now they're starting to acknowledge that he's fucking people over. And they're like standing there still like, oh, but this is unfortunate. I wish this never happened, And so I'm sitting there going, how come none of you little bastards noticed 10 people ago that this was a pattern? 1, accident. 2, you're falling behind. 3, okay, we'll give you 3.
3 is a pattern.
It's a pattern, but it's still not concrete. Like, sure, you have a bad week, people fall behind, couldn't pay them on time, whatever issue it was. But when it's 10 to 20 people over a consistent 6 months saying the exact same thing, you have someone trying to actually scam money from people.
And as a part of the 1, 2, 3 before it becomes a pattern, it's also in how you handle all those.
Oh, yeah.
It could happen 5 times, but depending on how they're spread out, if drop the ball, here's all the money, here's all your shit, I'm sorry, done.
Exactly. It's much easier. I'll sue him eventually. I just haven't time with the move and everything, but we sent the legal demand notice. I got 6 years in Florida statute. Ooh, I'm going to wait for him to start making some money because right now he's broke.
It's going to be a
the moment
August.
You start making some money, my judgment's going to come in, and then I'm more inclined to get that shit in full. Instead of nickel and dime from what other customers that you could steal from, I'll wait until see, okay, your business is doing good, the economy's up, new Inflation Reduction Act might put some money into your pocket. It's just storage for my interest.
It's when you see him opening another new store and you're like,
oh yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah. Gotcha, bitch. It's stupid, but funny at the same time.
Can you imagine he's opening up a new store and you show up and you're like, I like my new store. Thank you.
For $1,700, I think we offered a settlement of $750 because I was like, all right, cool. $750. This is what it is. But in reality, I'll take him for the time, the packaging, the shipping, and
just
the parts.
wanted it done with, and now it's going to be.
But that's going to be like $3,500. So I gave him the option. He just kept roundabout, and most follow through people don't give you an option. We just do it. You won't see, like, you'll wake up one day and be like, well, how the fuck did I go to sleep? That's what happens. You don't see it coming.
He's given the options and he's chosen none of them.
Yeah.
And it's not like these are the 3 set in stone ways. Here are the 5 options we're thinking about. We can work on something. I'll take this, that, or that. And they're like, nah, nothing. None.
Didn't want anything to do with it. I got to unplug and untangle my headphones.
You all wrapped up.
God. I always forget that this can untangle. It's like wrapped up, so I couldn't turn
that it pops up. I forgot it was a breakaway.
I know, right? I like these headphones. I bought some really expensive ones, though. What are they called? AKG, like Samsung branded.
The AKGs are great.
And then I haven't been recording at home because my Midnight Madness, if you see on our Instagram, link above. And below,
it's been really popular.
It is popular.
You say some weird shit, but everybody on the internet loves you.
But the fun part is most of the shit that pops off is like either I'm a dad or I'm a stepdad or I'm a working class American. That genre gets 50,000 views.
Well, your Midnight Madness is when the dads, the business owners, the hard workers, everybody, they're getting home. They're just off work. They're all up late.
Well, it's not even uploaded that. I think I upload it like 7 p.m. most nights, 8 p.m. So people are after work. But for me, it's recorded at midnight. And I'm like, okay, my kids won't sleep. Last night, I wanted to murder my son. And I could say that on podcast. I absolutely impulse wanted to just silence my 2-year-old.
Intrusive thought.
Yeah. So my wife has this thing where she doesn't like us talking about how you feel angry towards the kids. I don't talk about it with the kids. No way. But if I'm like, man, he's really, really just want, but last night he wouldn't go to sleep and he was up every hour on the hour. And I had shit to do this morning. Very important things in the afternoon. I did not want bags. I didn't want these bags. I was like, I'm going to take some melatonin. I'm going to go to sleep. I never take melatonin. I was drowsy immediately, ready for sleep. He wakes up.
Melatonin feels like it squeezes my brain.
Dude, he wakes up immediately and is like, potty. Okay, so we change diaper, we do everything, get him milk, boom, go to sleep. And he's like, oh, I want to snuggle. Nope, not gonna. You're sleeping in your own bed. We're already past that. You're sleeping in your own bed consistently now. Don't try and pull this. Then he's up at 2, 3, 4, 5. At 5, I was like, nope, I'm done. I'm going to put headphones in. That's it. Wifey, wake up. Take him. All I wanted was 6 hours. Give me 6 hours. Like, I have not had REM sleep in like 3 weeks because he will not stay asleep. He's up every 2 hours at least. I don't know what to do with him. Anyone who has any advice for the 2.5-year-old kids that are now separated from their co-sleeping parents, let me know in the comments below. I would love to know. But he is cruising for a bruising. If I was a lesser man, I would have whooped his behind. Bloody. He just kept like kicking and pushing and throwing his milk every time I got to the room. And it was like, man, you're a little tantrum.
Terrible twos.
I know. That's the only thing he does terrible. Everything else is so sweet now. But
has he done the no?
No. He's not allowed to do that. I'll put him in sit time.
No, that's always when everyone.
Because he started to do that tap or like hit thing where he's like, and then smack. I was not letting that happen. So we decided to put him in sit time, which helped a lot. So with him not sleeping, I think at 8 o'clock, I got a phone call and I was asleep from probably 5 to 8. And then for me, phones, like the vibration, I am awake. Get you.
They're built into your.
It was snap brain. Awake. So from then I was still awake. And so I maybe got 3 hours of sleep last night. It was ridiculous. Then my wife was up and like perky and loving herself and like, oh, everything's good. Got your coffee. Love you. Started off with a bang today. Fantastic. Went to do all my errands. Everything was good. I was enjoying it. Until about noon. I was like, you know what? I got to fire somebody today. Not looking forward to it. Because I got to fire the same person that I've already fired twice.
Mm-hmm. They're not getting the picture.
Well, I fired him once. Said, no, it's just not working out for you. Probably shouldn't come back. Here's your pay. That was kind of half-assed. The second time I was like, nah, man, I'm done.
I am letting you go.
Okay, no, I didn't say it like that. I was like, no, I'm done. You're not needed. Here's your final pay. It was the start of the week. I gave him his last check and said, this is for today. Don't come back. How is that not? You're fired.
That's pretty clear.
And apparently, to our surprise, the other employee said, oh, no, he doesn't think he's fired. So I had a meeting at noon with our tax accountant about, I think we filed extensions for 21 anyway. So taxes are finally done, paid, whatever. But it took him like an extra month to do something. Point being, I waited, skipped that meeting, pushed it back for him to not show up because the new guy ended up telling him, yeah, you were actually fired yesterday. Because he overheard us talking about how he was actually fired.
Yeah.
So I wasted all that time. I was pissed. I was like, I was having a great day. Great day. Then all of a sudden, go to the meeting, pay taxes. I hate taxes. California, fuck you. I can't wait to move. And then, it's been pretty quiet on the drama front. How's your life been on drama?
Drama? I've got no drama.
None whatsoever? Zero.
There was a kind of funny thing I witnessed in one of my Discords, though. You were young. You had problems. You had like, nobody loves me. I'm a conversation. Oh, yeah. Like you've had that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. The Discord I'm in, we're all grown ass adults. So I'm not sure why someone's still into all that. Like I've learned how to not do all that so that people would like me.
Let's start off by the age. How old is this person?
It's a 21 and older Discord, so they should be firmly out of that like preteen.
Do you submit your ID?
You don't submit an ID, but we find out who the like underage people are. It's
how they
easy
talk.
to kind of
I
figure
bet,
out.
but there's definitely like Ibrahim was under 20 and he was in that 21 and older group, but he was all over different, stuff.
No, I had to block this person because they need some professional help.
So this Discord server,
it's a Final Fantasy adventurers group. It is people from all sorts of different guilds, all sorts of different play styles. It's a huge out of game meetup, so you could find people in game.
Similar likenesses, etc.
Yeah.
So you're in this chat room, which is Discord for those who don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a chat room where you can exchange files, feelings, personnel,
pictures, videos, links, words, whatever the heck you want to be sharing.
And so this person was just immature?
They trying to find the wording. But anyways, they hop in to the looking for role-playing group. They want to start up a character interaction with someone else's character. Very popular in Final Fantasy.
Yeah. And then I bet that leads into like D&D and other stuff.
Yeah,
and
a lot of people,
games.
my characters in Final Fantasy or D&D characters, D&D characters, Final Fantasy. It's cool. We do a lot of stuff. But they pop in 2:00 in the afternoon, whatever, are like, hey, anybody want to run a little thing? I'm looking for 1 or 2 people to do a beach scene. There's a big beach event going on in Final Fantasy. And 2 minutes later, they post, I don't know why I ever try. Every time I post anything, I feel like everyone just ignores me and nothing ever comes from this. So the Discord, like you can see people, it says so-and-so is typing. All of the people are typing who were probably going to be like, I'd love to go to the beach with you, homie. I'm at work. Can we do this? And, whatever's going on with their lives. All of this, the typing just stopped and then it was ignored. And then they posted more like, I don't know why I put myself out here. My anxiety doesn't allow me to, like, I meet people and I drive them away.
So people intentionally fucked with them at this point.
No, people are like, hey, bud, if you're trying to get out there, this isn't really how you go about it. You might want to like
similar to the groups on Facebook when people bitch about their techs not doing something or their employees or like docking people's pay. And
people
like,
are out here bitching about it versus trying to handle it. So people are coming in to like, someone was like, it's like hitting on chicks, man. You do it. You start respectfully. You put yourself out there. They say no. You say, have a good day. You move on with your life, on to the next one. And this person just kept like berating and belittling themselves and like doing all sorts of stuff. And then finally someone hopped in with you need some damn therapy, buddy. This is some crazy, pathetic shit. I think it might be all deleted, which is why I couldn't find it a second ago.
Probably. I would probably delete that. There's something said about maturity and knowing the line that you have to draw of what you give other people.
Or what you accept from other people either.
Yeah, but like you don't want to put yourself out there to make yourself vulnerable. I would say
you need to read the room. You need to have a connection. I've told people I'm friends with, like, I'm really depressed today, but we've been friends for a couple months. We've been chatting. We know about each other's life. You bring more of the personal touch.
So like in business, right? Mm-hmm. I've got business owners I talk to in a group chat. Still, if I'm down about something, it's not something I'm gonna be like, hey guys, I'm really just not sure of myself on this arrangement or these contracts aren't in. Whatever it is, I'm not gonna say, hey, I'm feeling this way. It's just not the way you handle yourself in work. Mm-hmm. So like I've learned in Facebook groups and stuff like that, you don't ever come with, this is just ridiculous. I don't know why people ever handle this way. The time that I bitched about direct buyers. Mm-hmm. So in our industry, there are people I can send packets of shit to and they'll just pay me. And I trust for them to pay me.
You send them a packet of shit. They're like, we'll take 9 out of 10. Here's your return item. I'll give you $1,000 for whatever it is.
Yeah. If there's ever discrepancy, I tend to catch it. But if there's not, okay, good. You got one. I'll
typically
get you
the ease of a direct buyer, you're just like, that's within margin of value.
Yeah, exactly. Done. But there's times where you'll voice your opinion. Not myself. I wanted to. But it's not something you do. So when you see people do it and they go ape shit in the groups, like, I can't believe somebody would ever try and get payment after delivery or X, Y, and Z, they get roasted. And then they're really like, oh, I thought this was a mature place where I could voice my opinions on suppliers or this, that, and the other. And I'm like, no, you need to make sure you've established yourself in the scene. The same way, I guess, in that Discord where you need to establish yourself in the scene.
Yeah, me and that guy both joined recently, so we get a little tag, and I'm like, not with this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, sorry. That's hilarious. That reminds me of the drama of somebody.
He's got to be younger. So
somebody, and I'm not going to name names. You know, I will say it is family drama because my mother-in-law got a call and was told that somebody was stalking the person that called my mother-in-law. Somebody was stalking them in a Walmart saying, hey, do you have access to Chris and Leslie's kids? And she apparently ran home and they followed her all the way home and knocked on their door and then banged on their door some more and said, do you have access to their kids? And apparently this person thought that Doug hired some investigator, etc., to cause this dismay at my family because we're moving. Mm-hmm. And it really started the shit with my wife because these people are not involved. They have been allowed to be involved to a degree, but they are not involved, and we don't like to dig ourselves into their shit.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where they've been essentially just cut off as a lifeline. They are not welcome in the way they were before because they are not realizing their own issues. Like, just go handle your own shit. We don't need you here to try and put yourself.
If they need at arm's length support, you're kind of there for them, but you don't want to be drug in with it.
No. You handle your shit first. Handle your shit, and don't take it my word for it. Take the hundreds of people over time that have told you to handle your shit. Doesn't take long. Just handle it. But no, they don't want to listen. It's fine. So they who will not be named. No, not airing, not giving any of my time to it. But when you keep pulling us back into your shit, I'm going to address it. It's fucking psychotic. It's lunacy. Mm-hmm. It's desperate lunacy.
It's a cry for help.
It's not something I'm going to help with. I tried to help for months. Not my job. So unfortunately, if somebody's following them and asking stupid, crazy questions, it's probably somebody on their end. Nothing to do with us.
Someone trying to shake them.
I have no idea, but for us, everything is within the law. Everything is dress right dress and fair. So we don't have people, we have to like look over a shoulder. My head doesn't even turn that far. You know, it's not happening. See this? Jowl here gets stuck. Yeah. But it's the amount of lunacy people try and like put on you day to day is fucking crazy. I just don't give a shit anymore. Like
your give a fuck meter's broken.
Oh, it's been broken since the family drama. But like, this is just an excess of that. Because with my family, I've allowed them to interact with my kids, see my kids when they want. You can come by. If it's inconvenient, I'll let you know when you come by. But it's always they want to take my kids to their house and do all that shit.
Not non-supervised time with the kids.
I'm just not comfortable with it. If you don't want to seek help for your issues.
The stuff they're trying to pull in front of you makes me wonder what they would even do if they were alone.
Exactly. You know, the wording of like, oh, come here, play here, do this, do that. Oh, do you feel this? Do you feel that?
Tell Daddy that you want to come over. I don't give a shit. Yeah, you should tell him that that's what you want.
If my family acted the way to their families above them when they were alive that they have now, they would have been the same way, cut off, pissed off, goodbye, good riddance, don't ever come around. It is such a one-sided, narcissistic view of the world that we have to be this like center of attention. And I'm just not up for it. What I did see on the internet, though, was that the prepaid wireless expo is going on. Mm-hmm. They have more alcohol booths and a couple more vendors selling repair goods.
They put actual alcohol booths on the show floor now?
Mojito floor at the Boom, Boom Expo spot. And then Cellbiotics or Cellbiotics. Nicole Russell's thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why you fucking blocked me on Facebook. I didn't say anything bad about you, but you know, good for you. If you ever see this, maybe because I was talking shit about one of the people she didn't like or was in business with, but basically I don't support like Akko and some of those places she works for. I just think very scam practice. But so this company, Cellbiotics, teaches technicians and employers to do certain things and be a better company. Good for you. If it works for you, take it. I'm not going to say don't do it. It's just one of those things, grain of salt. Mm-hmm. Apparently they're having an expo and she's a main speaker. And I'm like, well, she's been in business for what, like 5-6 years? You got like people who are 20, 30 years into the electronics game that would love to speak and like drop some of their knowledge, but because it's more brand friendly.
I was going to say it's easier process.
Woman-owned business. Here we go. Do it this way. I feel like everyone's starting to fall in those modes where it's more for the clout than it is for the facts, you know? I had somebody tell me the other day when Biden just passed his new fucking tax bill. No, his Inflation Act. The Inflation Reduction Act yesterday.
Yeah. You were talking about that earlier.
Dude, I'm going to show you this.
Isn't the money not even going into the market or anything?
Oh my God, it is. We'll start it here. 4 ways it'll kick in right away. It says the signing of Tuesday's Inflation Reduction Act is set to kick off a parade of action from the Biden administration and other Democrats to sell the bill to the public. While some analysis show it won't meaningfully reduce inflation, the so-called IRA will devote hundreds of billions of dollars towards fighting climate change, reducing prescription drug costs, and cutting the deficit. Joe Biden and others will fan out around the U.S. in the coming weeks to discuss the bill, according to the White House, with cabinet members traveling to 23 states this month. The coming Democratic message will likely focus on the aspects of the bill that will improve Americans' lives immediately, including tax credits for electric vehicles, energy-efficient homes, and key health care provisions. A lot is going to happen, said Biden. When really he probably said, a lot is going to happen. And he would expect the bill signed, trying to emphasize that much of the action will be quick. This is a significant piece of legislation that will both immediate impact and longer-term impact as well. Top economic advisor told Yahoo Finance, the goal of this bill is that what fiscal policy can do at our current economic level. Now, it's a 2023, 2024, 2025 game. Economists of the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, Goldwing supports the bill added. What it's supposed to do is help stop inflation persisting over long term. Here are the ways the bill could felt November's midterm elections and what it will take years.
Gotta read more. Read more button. You passed it. What are you doing?
Oh, there's a read more button? That's what I'm looking for.
Up. Story continues.
Oh, it doesn't say read more. It says people will have lower fuel costs in their home. That's what they said. But how do you lower fuel costs?
Tax credits.
Yep. 30% tax credit for installing energy efficient windows, heat pumps, or newer model appliances. Second,
they want
tax
people to do a bigger input to
they want you to spend
return.
More.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, spending fucking money is not going to reduce the recession nor reduce inflation.
It's a big influx, but it's not a long-term
No, hold your fucking money. Right now, we're in a recession. Suck all that money and hide it in your pillowcase. I'm telling you, put it into gold, silver, whatever. But the banks go next.
The banks are just going to get a bailout.
I know, but then it's still, you're not going to be able to withdraw your money, and then the fucking riots are going to happen. There's some kinds that take effect in the future, some take effect now. Where is it? $14,000 rebates consumers can use when buying heat pumps or other energy-efficient home appliances. New appliances help families save on energy bills. 30% tax credit to install solar panels on roofs may pricey undergoing more affordable, save Americans $9,000 on energy bills over time. Expanded EV credits, I really don't care. Oh, wait. If you install an electric vehicle charging station at your home, you can get a tax credit. Changes expand. Oh, well, that's cool.
Then the city doesn't have to build as many.
The real fucking, I don't care about the healthcare changes. You can all fuck off on that. Oil drilling, nobody cares. Where's the other?
That's it.
So what it doesn't.
Healthcare, energy credits, and
no, because there's more. Basically, they're forcing production to like lower the inflation, right? Mm-hmm. The problem is, that's going to increase the taxes of the average person. No matter what, your taxes on items or your taxes on your income are going to go up. So gas isn't going to go down. They're going to sure put out fuel caps and this and that.
But you're going to be paying
You're
more
spending $1 trillion and you think that it's going to lower the deficit? How does spending $1 trillion take us out of a recession?
Money in. That's all they need.
How?
That's it. Done, baby. Band-Aid. Smack. Done.
I'm going to say that the next time I fuck myself up on something, I'm telling you.
$1 trillion will fix it.
I want to know how I make money from this. I want a piece of this $1 trillion. Is there like tax credits or anything that I can get in the form of a grant? Something.
Nah. Rebates.
Well, I'm going to buy a fucking fridge today. Bill with a lot of elements. Committee for Responsible Federal Budget, group that advocates for lower deficits. Most households will not see much of a change right away, but some will see real reductions in what they're paying for, things like healthcare and energy. Here's my problem. It's not going to do that. Lower energy costs, 30% installing solar. You have to pay up front. So no matter what this is,
You're going to have the capital.
I have to pay thousands of dollars.
They're trying to force money into the market.
That's what I'm saying, in order to get a rebate. So you know what they're doing? They're giving you a 20% off coupon. We're going to spend $1 trillion. You're going to spend $1 trillion and I'm going to give you 200 billion back. That's what they're doing. They're forcing people. Hey, we've got this money sitting here now. So the government said, hey, release $1 trillion to us. 750, whatever it is, $billion. They have 400 billion sitting in energy, 400 billion sitting in healthcare. And they're like, you know what we got to do to unlock this? You got to spend 380 billion. Come on, everybody. Kick your heels together. Spend 380 billion. We're going to give you 400 billion. That's how you get your money. But you got to spend it first. It's a fucking Ponzi scheme. It's just, they're washing money basically and then giving you a discount on shit that they're forcing you to buy to reach that limit.
Yeah.
It's like Girl Scouts. Spend $80, get 2 bars free or 2 boxes free. It's all bullshit. There's nothing that I'm not directly going to get lower taxes. My pump is not going to get cheaper. My electricity charging is not getting cheaper, and I'm not getting a tax credit for the shit I have already gotten. So it's not giving me any more money.
Yeah.
Faster tax refunds. Oh yeah. And here's the other, I forgot to mention this. They're hiring 87,000 new IRS workers, not for LLCs, not for corporations.
Not to do your taxes for you.
Standard IRS workers, which process refunds. They process people, but they also investigate and audit. So they're going to double.
They're going to get their money.
They are doubling the fucking IRS workforce to cause hell for the average person. So if you thought, like my cousin got hit for filing babies and like tax credits back in the day, really got hit bad for fraud, fake kids, so on and so forth, getting credits and money back every year.
Fraud.
It was bad. And so I feel like there's a lot more people who don't get caught doing that. You know who the fuck you are. And I know you're watching. They're coming for you. They're doubling the workforce. Now there's twice as many fuckers who are looking into your taxes and going to verify those social security numbers. Cut the shit. I don't know who needs to hear this. Cut the shit. They've doubled the workforce to find you. It's like when they're FBI manhunt, now it's Interpol. Twice the manpower.
International.
They've gone international, man. The IRS has gone international. Yeah, international. IRS is going international, baby. It's international love. They're going to go after anybody and fucking everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. They're coming after you. They doubled their workforce. I know for certain 10 people that are shaking in their boots right now. They're like, quaking. The likelihood, because it's one of those things, you file LLC corporations, they don't really get looked into. There's a quarter of the available manpower to search through those types of records. And it's very rare you get an audit. But your sole proprietors, your common business folks, small business, we have 10 times the rate of getting an audit with half as many people, or a quarter of many people available. Mm-hmm. So now they're doubling the rate. That means they're
trying to up their numbers.
Dude, I'm telling you, every audit yields profit. Every single audit yields profit.
They only look at the accounts that are suspect already. So you almost got to.
No. Audits can be random at any time.
No?
Yep. It can be any error, any credit, any signature error, anything. I got audited for a fucking signature error and it was horrible. And I didn't even make money then. It was fucking horrible. The receipts, you ever seen the movie where all of a sudden they're going through like 30 years of receipts? Dodgeball. You ever seen Dodgeball?
I've seen Dodgeball, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do. It's like that. Somebody sits there and goes through it. Nowadays, it's probably all digital. Like, okay, let's update everything, do all that. But I'm telling you, that's the worst part. And who's going to flip the cost of 87,000 overtime hours weekly?
Taxpayers.
Where does that $1 trillion come from?
Taxpayers.
So how do we
taxpayers to pay for the taxpayer?
When people are saying this won't raise your tax, it may not today
or tomorrow.
Next year,
maybe.
After the fucking replacement of Biden, after the stroke, croak, or re-election, I don't know. The next person's going to be like, holy shit, there's a problem. Who? How? What the fuck? When? All of it. Out your fucking mind that this is a good idea. In any way. But I did see that Demi Lovato is back in the news.
Demi Lovato?
Yeah. She's off drugs, I think. This is on page 6.
She doing diss tracks?
Yeah, on Wilmer Valderrama. Yo mama. Yeah. You know the guy? Okay. So she confirmed that in her new single, her age gap with Wilmer Valderrama, but she thinks it speaks for itself. I would be lying if I said I didn't have a ton of anxiety about putting out this song. She told Zane Lowe in Apple Music interview Wednesday. I said, I have to go for this. I have my own truth. Lovato, who dated Valderrama from 2010 to 2016, noted that sometimes saying less is more. The former Disney Channel star explained, I'm very careful with the way I answer these questions because I feel like its song says it's all. I don't have to say too much, to be honest. When Lovato first teased 29 earlier this month, many fans speculated the lyrics were about the late 70s show alum who was 29 when he met the then 17-year-old camp rock star. Yeah.
It's him?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the guy who did Yo Mama. Look, right there. It's him. Yeah, finally. Okay, so finally 29, funny, just like you were at the time. She sings, thought it was a teenage dream, just a fantasy, but it was yours. Or was it mine? After calling herself too young to drink wine, Lovato belts, after 5 years of benders or bleeders, students and teacher, far from innocent, what the fuck consent? Numbers told you not to, but that didn't stop you.
This is why I hate looking up.
No, listen. Turning 29 was a huge eye-opener for me, she explained. And then going into treatment and having realizations led to my transformation. My release of the emotion was that put into this song. That is crazy. Simply Complicated documentary 2017. She began dating Valderrama after she turned 18, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Former couple remained amicable after their split, which pop rock star admitting the heart would always be with NCIS star. You don't share 6 years with somebody and not give them a piece of your heart and vice versa. She told viewers, I'm pretty sure that it's not going to meet anybody else that compares to him. You will, but right now you're still in that love drunk mode of somebody who got you doped up, drunk up, whatever, popped your cherry for partying at 70. Groomed. That's what it looks like. And however, Lovato wished her now 42-year-old ex nothing but the best following the 2020 engagement to Amanda Pachero and told Harper's Bazaar that they were no longer in each other's lives. No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody salty, rightfully so. And she put out a fucking diss track that exposed him. to be a groomer. I'm just saying, I've always thought she was like a druggy hip hop person. And then I saw this and I was like, oh.
She keeping it real.
Tu madre. The guy from Yo Mama, the Tu madre guy. I've been using that like, tu madre, like as a joke. He also did a really good version of, what was it? The one, Leo, what's the guy's name who does like Django Unchained? What's the director's name? The big time director does all the crazy shit, out of this world, left field shit.
Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino, right? So I always felt that he did a really good version of From Dusk Till Dawn in the show, from Quentin Tarantino's From Dusk Till Dawn. And I loved him in that. I hated him in that 70s show, but the Yo Mama show always stuck with me. So I saw him as like an actual actor in the Dusk Till Dawn series. He was in it for 3 seasons. Great for him. And then I'm like, well, shit, it makes sense. He was like this really weak guy on that 70s show, like really like friendly but weak, and like the fucking foreign guy who didn't really speak good English, and he was always trying to party.
He's
like,
always the little guy, little friend.
But on the outside, he was really like a child groomer, and it makes so much sense. That's how people are. They're like, they portray one thing and then they're just sadistic the other way. They're the husband with 2 kids, white picket fence, and serial
6
killer.
secret wives across the country.
No, like serial killer in their storage unit. Or they're that like blue collar worker and then 6 wives, cross country. But that's just the way it goes. This shit it made sense to me because I've seen him and the way he acts in certain things, and he just seems like a vicious personnel outside of that 70s show, which was crazy to me. You busy? People asking what you doing?
No, this is so shocking. I posted in my like
Discord?
main real life friend Discord, and they're like, yeah, and Hyde was a groomer too. So I'm like,
a lot
is
of
that
people,
everyone from that 70s show?
Before I get to the Elvis story, the craziest thing I will say is when I was a kid, I would say that I was groomed by 18-year-old boys, 19-year-old boys to be more like 19-year-old boys while I was 15, 16. Not groomed sexually, but I was groomed to be this like, okay, go for the older, do what you want. But I definitely, like, I could see people who are like so desperate from 13 to 15 to 16, 17 to be of an older crowd and like grow up, to fall into those ways. Now I feel bad for her. As an addict to an addict, I can only assume the type of shit she did with him.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's not a far, like, partying, more popular guy. It's not out of reach. Priscilla Presley remembers Elvis on the 45th anniversary of his death. So he's been dead 45 years. And she remembered him. It's 45 fucking years. That's longer than both of us been combined. No, actually.
No, we're both 30.
Yeah, we're over, it's 50. Shit. There was a candlelight vigil on Monday, which is crazy because it's been 45 years since he died. I think every 5 years a new story or something is like made to perpetuate his life. Mm-hmm. Like it was some grand old thing. My grandmother knew him back in the day. And it wasn't like a friendly, like, hey, let me come over type shit. He was a big person.
Big guy.
But they were associated. She would tell me stories of the few times that they met in person. And let's just say he's a normal guy. Normal guy, crazy aspirations, But when people like, it says here, I lived Elvis trying to explain that he didn't want to do the movies with all the girls and the beaches and everything. He really wanted to do serious things. So living with him and then watching the movie brought him back a lot of memories, she said, of the movie. Basically, he was a normal guy, but then wanted to do shit like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like he wanted to go from acting to singing to movies to
grow his skills.
Yeah, grow his skills, do a lot of things.
Experiences.
And it's crazy that they're still talking about him 45 years after his death.
When will we have no Elvis and it's just Michael Jackson we're talking about for years? Like you know,
Talk about groomers.
talk about rumors, groomers,
Groomers. And then I saw this made me a little angry. I'm just saying, at what point do you kick a horse when it's down? Inflation and spending. Los Angeles Lakers just agreed to pay LeBron James $97.1 million extension that includes a third-year player option. That's a crazy amount of money for a single player.
3 years.
No. Technically, it's 2 years and a third-year player option for them to renew and pay him more. So
they're
James
paying,
is ineligible for a no-trade clause because he agreed to an extension, not a new deal. New contract starting salary of $46.7 million per year and a 15% trade kicker of James's stature. As one of the history's greatest players, likely him a Laker for as long as he chooses, James has been entering the final season of his contract with $44.5 million and now joins All-Star Anthony Davis with the ability to negotiate new deals with the Lakers or become a free agent in 2 seasons. With the deal, the 4-time NBA champion, MVP, and 18 all-time, I don't give a shit. He remains the NBA all NBA level player and centerpiece of the Lakers' contention hopes. James is ineligible to be traded during the upcoming 2022 and 23 season because the second year of his extension exceeds a 5% raise. So
nobody's going to match that, so he can't trade.
Yeah, so the Lakers could have north of a $20 million salary in or $1 million in salary cap space since the 2023 offseason would have the ability to sign a third max contract player in the 24 offseason. The player option increases salary cap players if players decline them and yet remain on new deals. James, who turns 38 December 30th, 38 is making $50 million a year. Stated his desire to team up with his son on the NBA roster before he dies. Could you imagine being the greatest baller of all fucking time so long that you have entered seed, produced seed, grow seed, and then played with seed while making this fucking mountains of money? He is Mick Scrooge. What's the guy who had the dimes he dove into? He is that
Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yeah, Ebenezer Scrooge.
And then the one diving into it is the Donald Duck take on
the
it.
Donald Duck, yeah. So he's Donald Duck diving into his money every morning, throwing some balls at night. And he's like, oh, my kids grew up. I gave them millions, but I made them pay me more millions to cover the million. Like
millions on millions.
This dude is, I understand he's a specimen, right? A perfect specimen. $50 million a year.
It's a lot of fucking money.
It's a lot of fucking money. Do you know how much they play? How many games?
Game a week for
does
a third of the year?
Play a year. So he averages 30 points a game, right?
Mm-hmm. 82 games.
82 game season for the first time in 15-year NBA career. For the first time in his illustrious 15-year career. Logged minutes in 82 regular seasons. Game season for the first time. So yeah, so there's 82 games a year, but they don't always play every game.
Injuries, availability, whatever.
Yeah. So, but dude, I understand his stats are crazy, but I just saw this and I was like, there's no fucking way he plays that much. And it turns out 21, 22 is GP, GS. I have no idea what this means.
It's miles per gallon.
I know, right? GS. Career regular seasons. This says nothing to me. Minimum 40. His gallery is just a bunch of like NFTs.
Little arts of him.
Yeah. But so $50 million for one player.
So he gets 1/4 of the money.
Yep.
For the entire team.
Yeah. $200 million per year for the team. That's fucking crazy.
Do they have the income listed by person for the Lakers?
Okay.
Quarter of a million. Third of a million, 10 million,
just, 6. You got the free agents
5,
are
2. Wow. That is a steep fall off there. Can you imagine making $1 million to do what LeBron does it best, but like to do the same job?
To be 45 times the average person is what that says.
Yeah.
No, so they're already peak specimen.
If he was the technician, he's fixing 300 iPads a day. Like,
so like, yeah, for what we do, you could say I make about $75 an hour, right? Mm-hmm. That's my pull or my drag. So $75 an hour. Hey Siri, what's 75 times 45?
75 times 45.
He's making the equivalent.
3,375.
He's making $3,375 equivalent to my salary per hour. He is 45 times the man either of us are.
Combined.
Fuck. That's how did they get that value? Is it because he is so wanted or so needed?
It's all the money he brings into the team, however the hell that comes up in endorsements, ads.
No. That doesn't come to the team. That's him. That's his endorsements, his ads. That's third party.
They pay him because he has to bring a value greatly exceeding that to the league. I'd hope so, or why would they pay him
he licenses his face and all that shit to their merch. I know that. Mm-hmm. But that's still his money. Because they don't just own him now. Yeah. They pay him to play. That's it. Everything else is side money. And I know he has a deal with like one of the feet or footwear company for like another $20 million a year. Mm-hmm. Fuck.
That's ridiculous.
So he has to, it's crazy, man. That's crazy. I saw that and I was like, there's no way. So apparently the timing of LeBron James's extension is significant as he is now trade restricted until February 17, 23 with an expected trade deadline of February 9th. This means James won't be able or eligible to be traded until after the 23rd season, the 2023 season. That's crazy. So basically,
who would you trade him for?
Well, it's
money.
They could lower their overhead. If he doesn't do so well and they're like, he's a cost, but we could send that cost somewhere else. They'd probably pay us 80 million for 80 whatever million
for the right to have
so we lost 20 million. We got to use him for the season and they get to have him for 2 years. That's what they can do if they wanted to. So like the hierarchy is there, or the whatever you want to call it. But it's that's nuts, man.
That's crazy.
With everything going on in the world. Billions spent here, millions spent here, and we're making $75 an hour. I should have taken up fucking basketball.
Should have been ballers.
I'll probably just extend, with all the pain I want to induce to my kid, I'll probably just pull his shins, make him taller, and turn him into a basketball player and say, Daddy gets 10%. Just 10. That's all I want. Fuck, give me 5, son.
I was going to say, Daddy will take 5.
And that's it for the show today. Happy 51st anniversary to you and everyone else watching. We appreciate it. Also, hit subscribe, hit the share button. There's a bunch of funny shorts. I'm there every day. Come see my beautiful face. I'll see you later.
Life can be super happy. Life can be super sad. I'm trying super hard to separate the good and bad. I go back to my future just to get to my past. But knowing me, my DeLorean will probably